Hey, folks, I want to read a quote to you. And I read this and I thought about church. I really did. It says this: people from a planet without flowers would think we must be mad with joy the whole time to have such things about us. I read that and I said, what in the world? That is so true. If there were another planet with people on it and they didn't have flowers and such as that, they would think, man, those people must be running around acting crazy because they have such beautiful things around them all the time. And I got thinking, if you ever get tired of what God has provided in your church, you're in a mess. I'm serious. You know, the singing, the preaching, the camaraderie, the friendships, the fellowship. I think about our own church. It's like, if you go to one long enough, I have a friend of mine that goes to a large and wonderful church, and man, after a few years in, he was like, man, I don't know, it just feels like it's the same old same. And I thought, what in the world? But then he said, because I used to think the same thing. I was like, man, he has to go to church every week. It's going, man, it's on going to church. But here's what happened to him. He brought a friend one time, a friend to church. And that friend was so overwhelmed with how wonderful it was. And my friend thought it was great. Yes, it was. But, it's what I see every week. And then he thought to himself, wow, it's gotten that bad that the most wonderful things God could give to me that I would think were humdrum, not that big of a deal. Just go somewhere where it's not. Go somewhere where it's not and realize, oh my goodness, I know what the deal is now. I mean, go somewhere where there aren't flowers for a long, long time and come back and see flowers. Go somewhere where God can show you, how good it is. Like when you go on a mission trip, and it's short-term mission trips, and you go over and you're like, oh my goodness, I don't have the things that America has. I don't have these things. And you get back and you go, oh my goodness, I have taken these things so for granted. I've found out, I've been all over the world and I praise God for that. But here's the thing, I still haven't found a place like ours that's as blessed as ours. So friends, before we, think about your church in such a way, it's like, man, it's just, oh my gosh. There are a lot of places where the churches are built with pallets, where the floors are made of dirt, and where nobody gets an opportunity to have the things that we have. Sound systems that are so immaculate and fantastic, pews and beautiful, beautiful places to worship. We've got a lot of responsibility, folks. We really do. A lot of responsibility. Responsibility to thank God for everything we do have. And to remember, these things that we think are humdrum, driving by and seeing wildflowers beside the roads and things like that. It's not normal for everybody around the world. It's not normal. And they probably think, man, I bet they're excited. Man, they're driving by and going, oh, those things are so pretty. Nah, we just drive by and don't even notice. How about notice the things of God? Notice what he's given us. And let's be happy about it. We have things that a lot don't. That's not to be prideful. That's to be thankful. And to make sure we recognize that God says, to whom much is given, much is expected. Love you guys. Bye-bye.